Hello, Jorge here with Avalos Cloud Native and Nexus Technologies, Nexus for linking, Nexus for connecting. And today we have my friend Aubrey, who has decided to start a new career in technologies. And I have prepared something, a career path for himself to get into cybersecurity and networking. As you know, we're not just cybersecurity and networking, we also do blockchain, AI, and cloud native technologies. So I have to find the easiest way for him to get into the field of information and technology. Aubrey, how are you doing today?
Hi Jorge, I'm good. Just here exciting to start this in this new work and learning everything about the IT work, everything about crypto, everything about HM, blockchain, everything. It's exciting.
Excellent. So Aubrey's excited to start a new career. As you know, he doesn't have any experience about networking or cloud native technologies. So I decided to do this because it's not like I'm going to be teaching him how to configure a port or how to configure a Fortinet or Sony Wall or any other Palo Alto. So basically today I'm gonna be asking questions to myself. I'm gonna give the answers, and then I'm gonna be asking him, "Do you understand what I'm trying to say?" So it's a new dynamic that I'm trying to approach here with him. So I'm gonna start talking about many different things. So for him to start exploring many concepts, because if we focus on only one thing, then it's gonna take way longer. So I think if I start talking about hypervisors, networking, a little bit of blockchain, a little bit of cloud native, then his concepts and his terminology will expand so quickly that I would say in around 6 months he will be someone he will be able to defend himself in an interview. So um, he doesn't know anything about the setup, so he doesn't know anything about any. He's basically a black hard drive. All right, so he's starting from scratch. So Aubrey, have you joined the Discord server yet?
Not yet. I just received my link. I will join to the Discord chat in a minute. In a minute.
All right. So something else that I would love to emphasize in here is that Aubrey, he's Venezuelan as well, just like me. English is his second language. And if you are out there in, I don't know, Africa, South America, and you're thinking that the best way to learn English is by going to school, well, this is the best school right now here. You want to learn English? This is how I did it. This is how going to IT, forcing myself to learn something technical, something that I was going to use for work, something that I was forced to talk and write. So you will see over in 6 months, he will be basically, he's also spoke to, he's in Montreal, so he's supposed to speak French in here too as well. So it's a new challenge for him too as well. He's going to do so well. And again, cyber, cloud native, um, AI, blockchain, English, family, community. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of the Discord server, and we're going to start introducing you to the Discord, um, showing you my website, Cloud Underground, the mentorship program, and everything that we have going on in here. And then we're going to move into some concepts. Then we're gonna be here a few hours, but this is basically a showcase for anyone who's trying to join and start working with me and with you. So far, you are the first mentee that I'm dedicating basically my time pretty much every day. And my goal is to make you a mentor. So you're gonna go from being a mentee to a mentor and eventually help me out. And then you can have mentees in the future and be able to earn what you teach and you mentor others while you try to get businesses on your own with the services that I have prepared for you too as well. And not just that, maybe eventually you're gonna have a big contract with a big enterprise. And remember, in the future, whatever you get, you will not be working alone. You're gonna be working with Avalos Cloud Native, my community, Cloud Underground, and my company, Lake Cloud Canada. So I'm gonna share my screen now here, and then we move on. Okay. All right. So let's start by showing people in here what's the first thing that we do here when someone joins to the Desert Pulse Dojo? Okay, so here is a Discord server from Cloud Underground. Who is Cloud Underground? Cloud Underground is a company from the US, and they were my mentors. I met them 4 years ago, Nate O'Reilly and his wife, Laura Anderson. And since then, we kept a great friendship, business, mentoring, and we have a lot going on here. We have something that we call the AVT framework. And what is the AVT framework? Automate the boring things, which I'm going to go and explain you slowly here. Okay? So, as I'm going to show you here, if you're a new Mentee, this is what we do. Aubrey he just joined the Discord server from Cloud Underground and my community. It's a partnership. So as you can see here, Aubrey's here. I'm going to say, hey, hello, Aubrey. Welcome to the Discord server. Okay. Welcome to the Magnus. Welcome to the family. And then I'm going to advise my team that he was my invite. There you go. Right? So that's the first thing that we do. What is this called? We talk about technologies, different architectures every single day. Every day you will see conversations in here. It's totally free, but if you want to have a mentorship or a mentor, then there is a fee for that. And we have different tiers for people who can afford it at some price and people who can maybe cannot afford it, but maybe we can do something about it, right? All depending on the person, the business, where the person comes from, and we do a total evaluation where you're standing. Maybe you're someone who have a lot of skills. Maybe you have a lot of experience. Maybe you become an asset for us right away and you can start building with us. I'm not sure. Or maybe you're just starting from scratch and we put you in a low fee there where you can engage with me, with Aubrey, and everyone who's participating in the dojo. So as soon as we do the welcome here, I'm pretty sure my team eventually is gonna see the message. It's gonna say, "Hey, welcome, Aubrey." The second thing that Aubrey is gonna have to do here as soon as he joins, he's gonna have to do an introduction video. Well, he's gonna be forced to speak English. He's gonna be forced to say something about himself or what's his goals or what he's trying to do. It's part of what we do in here. We all do it, so it's like a rule. Okay. So the second thing I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna open my Firefox browser and I'm gonna invite you to check my website, lakecloud.ca, and hit this link for Avalos Cloud Native. Okay. So in this link, you will find out about my partnership with Cloud Underground, and what we think about this partnership, that doing technology is the best thing. Why? Because it brings people together. Okay. And you can see here the price tier. This is the lowest tier that we have for new members. Okay, it's almost $400 per year, sorry, a one-time membership for life, right? And you can always be connected with me. I've been doing technology for 20 years, and basically I don't disconnect. I gotta be plugged in most of the time. Of course, when time comes, we gotta rest, we gotta take vacation, and so on, right? So feel free to check lakecloud.ca. I'm gonna give you a quick introduction of this video. Hopefully, I did set up to share my audio here with Zoom, and just to give you some kind of motivation about where we're heading with everything that we're doing in the dojo for now. Okay. Uh, I think we're running into some audio issues in there. He couldn't hear this, but that's okay. At least you can always check my website here, Avalos Cloud Native from LakeCloud.ca. And what is program? What would you find in this community? Basically, if you are a paid mentee in the lower tier with me, one-on-one coach, and in my community, I remember the Discord server is always for free. But if you want advice, if you want support, we talk about personal branding. That's what I do. We talk about mental health because doing tech alone, I did that for over 15, 16 years. And trust me, that wasn't a good idea. And most of people who work with technologies, we do it alone, which I think, in my opinion, was a big mistake because I went through a lot. And you know what? There is a stuff that you cannot just learn with others sitting next to each other. It's just like, just gotta put the time. So, mental health, personal branding, connecting with others, better than a university. Why? Because what we're sharing in here, what you learn with us is basically the latest of the latest. It's not like you're gonna come out from university and then, oh, we don't use this anymore. Now we use Gen AI or we use blockchain, or now you're facing new concepts that you never basically hear about. So feel free to check my website, and there is a lot of resources in here. If you want to get in touch with me, you can Lead Cloud Canada for Discord. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on basically every social media out there. Okay, so the first thing that we do, and then I'm going to introduce you to Cloud Underground website here, where this is my mentors, business people. They're from the U.S. They have a lot of experience. They've been in the market for over 20 years. They create their own products, their own MVPs. They have contract with big enterprises, universities. They teach, they build stuff like threat engines, for example. They specialize in security information systems, and much more. So Aubrey, feel free to check this website too, mine and the one from Cloud Underground. When it comes to the Discord server, as you can see here, let me see, someone is already, we have AI built in here. We have channels for blockchain, as you can see here. There's a lot of information. I built this channel for myself, and I'll be able to explain you one-on-one, just like I did with Aubrey, how a blockchain works, what it does, and what's the future of blockchain technologies. So we already know that the future is blockchain, AI, and cloud native in the background, because you need cloud native hypervisors, containers for running the Pearson nodes, and much more. I know that Aubrey may be asking, I don't understand anything. I don't know what he's saying, but that's okay. He's going to get there. This is for someone who is maybe a little bit more advanced than him, right? So we got the blockchain channel. We also have the AI channel in here. My community, my people, they're always sharing the latest of the latest. They're building tools with Gen AI, machine learning. So remember, AI, just people just know AI, but what is inside AI? Well, you have machine learning, you have Gen AI, you have deep learning, and you have neural. You have so much, right? AI is just like the cover, but what is inside the cover, right? Or behind the cover. So in here, I have a private, not a private, we call it the skill forums. So that's a section that was basically assigned to me to break down cloud native technologies. You may be asking yourself, what is cloud native technologies? Well, cloud native technologies, just think about every vendor out there, like Palo Alto, Fortinet, VMware, and every single vendor you hear about in the past, like any company you can think of. Well, cloud native is basically open source, where you can see the code, you can make it, you can modify the code, you can create products. It's basically a free license for tools that the community built. And what happening with these tools is that right now, a lot of companies, a lot of people out there is using the same code. They just modify the code and now you create your products. And that's exactly what Cloud Underground did. They created a sandbox, a product, an MVP, And now they have this in the market, and we use it for people who is trying to learn cloud native technologies, for people who's trying to develop IDPs or internal development platforms for developing anything you can think of, and much more. In this section, just like I said before, there's a lot of technologies, So it means that when I'm trying to explain how this box work that we call the underground networks, you're gonna hear concepts about zero trust technologies, a service mesh, load balancers. You're gonna hear about containers. You're gonna hear about Docker. You're gonna hear about zero trust architectures. Basically, the whole DevSecOps, the CI/CD. I know Aubrey is not understanding any of these, but by the moment I explained just one product that Cloud Underground was able to build, his concept, his terminology, how everything connects, how we move something from a developing environment to production, he's gonna be like, okay, I understand how everything is working. So you guys are practicing security, you guys are practicing networking, load balancers, you guys are practicing continuous integration, continuous developing, or continuous delivery. So basically, for you to learn this kind of stuff, it will take you like basically my entire career. So what I'm doing is like, hey, I'm gonna dump all this knowledge that I have in about 6 months to a year, like this, easily. So my experience, my knowledge into pieces that he will be able to get. And trust me, I've done IT for almost 20 years. No one was able to do this for me. Not even my mentor. My mentor, he teach me, okay, I built this, but I have to basically I did my research. What is inside that box? Why is he doing that? Why is he using this product? Why is he using this open source tool? So that was all my research. And at some point I say, oh, I think that I got it. So he's explaining the whole process, how people develop a product, how they secure it, how they practice, how they use the best practices. And basically you get every concept that companies are practicing out there into one box. And 6 months after, you go for an interview or you're trying to sell something, and people will say, oh, that person knows what he's talking about. He's explaining everything so in simple steps, and he's practicing everything that companies are doing out there. Because if you get a job in networking, you will not understand what the DevOps thing is doing. You will not understand how people is bringing a product to basically from a developing environment to production, or how you basically patch a system, how do you improve it, or how you actually add new features. There's a lot of processes in there that you have to do, right? And things happen, and then if it's not the network team who messed something up, maybe it was the infrastructure team or the platform engineer, or maybe I don't know, some security issues. It could be anything, but things happen. And what we do in here, we try to teach you as much as you can so you can avoid problems and become the best of the best when you're doing your work. So I'm gonna open up this section in here. I call it the DevSecOps because this is all open source. What I share in this section, I also share personal branding. I'm gonna explain you here what tools I'm using for doing marketing. I'm breaking down cloud native technologies and all the components that this box has. Not just this box, but what companies are using out there. If you're talking about private cloud, public cloud, right? This is concepts that you're gonna learn. Edge computing, data lake houses. Anyways, a lot of concepts, okay? Again, this is the first time that Aubrey is listening to this, and he doesn't know, but he's gonna know all this pretty soon, okay? So, Aubrey, I'm gonna show you exactly what we're doing here with the ABT framework or the automated boring things, okay? For you to have, this is basically the framework that we built between myself and Nato really, which is my mentor from Cloud Underground, okay? And where we're heading with this for you to have an idea. So what I'm gonna do myself with you, I'm gonna help you to create your own personal branding while you build your company, and you also provide the services that you wanna be providing around Montreal. So we're based in Montreal now. Aubrey, she's gonna be providing these services from connecting an HDMI cable to deploying Cat5, deploying firewalls, doing routing and switching, for me, that's the easiest way for him to get in business because there is companies out there from especially India that now they service companies in Canada and they want to replace a firewall, but there's nobody on the ground. So he's gonna be basically the hands-on in here where he goes over there, he connects the cable to the management interface. Now he's gonna be getting paid maybe $40 to $50 an hour because that's what I have done, right? So that's exactly myself. I got other bigger stuff going on, but Aubrey will be able to do this work. And the most important thing about this is that he doesn't need to know everything. Why? Because all they want is just someone on site to connect the cable, get the Cat 5, Cat 6, whatever, put it on the management interface. They do the migration from Palo Alto to Fortinet. That's it. He's gone. He just got to identify the ports. Another thing that he can do, which I have done in the past too, is a company from the US. Sometimes they have contracts in here with different retail stores. I used to replace hard drive. How much were they paying me sometimes just to go there, swap the hard drive, whether it was a hard drive or a solid state drive, connect the cable again, 40, 50 bucks per hour. That was the easiest money I ever made in my life. Just showing up, connect the cable. And you know what? While he's building his brand and getting his skills, he will be cashing out easily. It's not a problem. And Montreal is huge. There's a lot of room for him to grow here. Okay? It's a huge city. They need people. I've been getting a lot of different calls for networking, cybersecurity. I ended up living here now. So again, Aubrey's gonna build his personal brand. He's gonna he already have some services, ideas that I already given. He's gonna be learning blockchain. So at the start, it's gonna be like overwhelming for him. I don't want to focus on only one thing because I want him to expand all the possibilities that he may have, so he can always be entertained with many different things while he actually focus on one thing. And then one main thing, one main service, routing and switching, firewalls, because that career will help him to get, hey, how many people want to do networking today? A lot of people have even a hard time just doing subnetting still. A lot of people still don't understand what a network address translation is, or so much more, on antivirus still sometimes. Anyways, so let me present you the framework that I built, and we're building with Cloud Underground. So you see Cloud Underground here on the top, and then you have this framework. It's basically they call it the automated boring things. And what is this framework? Okay, it's basically a prototype that will show you how to do business. Okay, and this business basically have core components. One of the core components, we call it a drop squad. So we can tell you if you need maybe 3 or 4 people or maybe one person. So we think that in the future, only one person will be able to run an entire business. Why? Because everything is automated. And this is where we're heading, right? Everything will be, you can have an entire box that will do such and such in a developing environment. And if one container fails, everything will be self-healing. Something fails, it fixes itself. The box is fully tested. It's called the underground Nexus, which you're going to be using too. But you can apply this for anything. So let's say that you are a Mentee. Okay, right now you are a Mentee. Okay, Aubrey. So you're going to learn the AVT framework while you're learning cloud native technologies. Okay, so you're learning cloud native technologies. Maybe you become so good at explaining how cloud native technology works and everything it does, and then in the future you can become a mentor. So if you're a mentor and you were already a Mentee, right? In the future, even now, even right now, we're gonna have a job board. It means that because companies are coming and reaching out to Cloud Underground and to me, and sometimes I'm too busy, he's too busy too. We're trying to find a business, we're exploring, we are doing research. Then who's gonna take that job? You're gonna take it, and we're gonna pay you. Who's gonna take the big pay? Cloud Underground, and then you do the job, and we pay you. Okay, so it means that we're gonna have an agency here, and Cloud Underground is the owner of this agency. We call it Cloud Ops. So Cloud Ops is gonna have a job board. The job board will be something for mentors and mentees to do the job, and big enterprises. Big companies, because this is the problem right now. They need people who can understand all these. So if the big company cannot find the people, they're gonna come to us. Why? because we have built-in skills in-house. Who are the skills? You are the skills and the skills, right? So we can deliver work for those big companies. Why? Because they don't want to go to India sometimes. They don't want to go to the Philippines. They want someone here in North America. Okay. And they want people who understand and understand what they want to deliver. Maybe you're not an enterprise. Maybe you're just an individual and you got $20,000, you want to develop something, right? We're gonna help you to develop that product too. And you are gonna be the engineer. Okay. So that's exactly what you're gonna get if you learn how to do or learn the ABT framework with us. You learn the technology, we give you work. Okay. In the meantime, I'm gonna show people here what I have prepared here for you. Okay. So what Aubrey will be doing, the first thing that I told him to do. Okay, so you're gonna start with your personal branding. Okay. So he's gonna create all his social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube channel. Okay. Why? Because he's gonna do it, he's gonna be doing marketing since now. Why will he do what's the reason that he needs to start doing marketing now? It takes a while. It takes a while by the time he gets his first client. What he's learning, he's gonna be pushing content out there. Hey, I put the cables together. Hey, I reset the router. The most simple stuff. I show up on site, I do this for you, or I do install access point, or I run Cat5, or I just do hardware deployments. Those simple things, there is people out there and companies looking for people like him. And he's gonna be the man who's gonna drive his car, he's gonna show up, and he's gonna get paid. And the company doesn't need to come to me, they come to him because he's gonna be doing the marketing. And not just that, when he's doing marketing, he's gonna be tagging my company and he's gonna be tagging Cloud on the ground. And it means by the time we got 10, 20 people, who do you think who's moving traffic out there? Ourselves, all of us together. A lead can come to him, or the lead will come to me, or the lead will come to another person. And that's how it works. We work together, we're a family, we market each other. Okay? So what's the second thing he's going to be learning about, which I already done the introduction to him? He's going to be opening wallets, decentralized wallets and centralized wallet for crypto. Why? Because crypto is the future, blockchain is the future, and everyone's embracing that. We see the major banks already embracing Bitcoin, and the biggest asset managers out there are already basically putting crypto assets into the stock market. So it means that now you can go and just get Bitcoin like if it was in stock, right? So he already have his Coinbase was the first one that he was able to open, and he's going to understand what is decentralized, centralized, and so on. So that way he doesn't stay behind. He's not going to go to school now for 5 years and he never opened a crypto account. Like, how fair is that for new people going to school and they have no idea where we're heading? So again, what's the future? Blockchain, AI, cloud native, and cybersecurity. So when I say cybersecurity, we're talking about quantum computing. We're gonna fight against the hackers and encryption. When I say cloud native, it's because we're gonna be hosting all these systems somewhere, especially with Kubernetes and open source infrastructure. When I say AI, because we're gonna have the smart system out there doing stuff for us. And I'm talking about agents, bots, just running on the network, running across the internet, bringing information back to us. And when I say blockchain, because that's the new internet, and it's not only one internet. There is like 10,000 internets out there. There's a new ecosystem, and every internet is an ecosystem running 10,000 applications, what we call smart contracts. And that's why we need to embrace this, so he doesn't stay behind. What else we go on over here? So because he's embracing networking and cybersecurity, I say, well, I will say that every single person who's trying to get into cybersecurity, the best way to get into cybersecurity and to be good at it, if you just stay networking, do what others don't want to do, boom, he's going to be getting his Palo Alto certifications, Fortinet. Even if he doesn't get it, as long as he can talk about it, he can feel confident about configuring Palo Alto, Honeywell, Palo Alto, Cisco SA, and some other vendors out there. F5 for load balancers. He's going to be fixing hardware. He's going to be deploying wireless access point. So basic services. He doesn't even need to understand all the stuff that we're doing with the Dojo, the cloud native. So cloud native, one part of that. Basically, there is no specific pay vendor but he's gonna be learning also the vendors because companies, enterprises, they love the vendors. But while my company and also cloud underground, we love cloud native because in the end, every single every single piece of hardware or vendor you see out there, they have these codes. So we learn the hardcore, and when we face the vendors, we already know how it works in the back end. So again, he's gonna be providing crypto services. What I'm saying with that, basically, he will be able to explain people what is a blockchain, what is what a smart contract, what is a rollup, what is a decentralized exchange, what is a decentralized wallet, what is a centralized exchange, what is a centralized wallet. He's going to be learning all this. He's going to be learning what are the main projects out there, like ENS for domain services. He's going to be learning so much in here that in no time he will be able to speak and maybe have his own conferences, events, webinars. He's going to be probably just having his own vehicle for servicing companies out there. Certification, he's aware of the main certifications for the career he wants to get in. Okay. And again, it could be custom by the person, right? So I customize this for him because um, I'm here with him and he wants to basically get into cyber. So I say, learn this and you get into cyber. Of course, after he gets some networking background, he's gonna move into what we call the security operations center, the security information event management, and all that kind of stuff. But that will come later. I don't want him to just like, okay, this is a console for QRadar, and then he's like, okay, what am I gonna do with this? I have no idea. So I say, learn networking, and then the moment you learn how things connect, then the things will be the rest will be way easier. There's a lot of people out there like DevOps or programmers. They just go nuts. They can't understand how networking works, and then they just don't understand what's happening, why something is not working, and then they reach out to the platform engineer. Platform engineer is also having a hard time with networking. But I guess if he can actually communicate and understand how things connect, his career will be way easier. And then I shared with him all the tools that I use for marketing, for personal branding. He already had those tools. I shared with him my main people that I follow for crypto, for learning tech, and all that. The websites that I use for learning too, like CVT Nuggets, CodeCloud, Udemy. And lastly, he's gonna have my support one-on-one, and that's exactly what you will get if you join me, if you join my community too. So again, the community is free, but there's different tiers if you want to have a mentor. Okay. So, Aubrey, how are you feeling about everything that you already hear so far here?
Well, I feel exciting, I want to learn everything that you showed me now. I will looking forward to improve myself into this community, in this world, the IT world, the new technologies. I really want to learn everything, and I appreciate everything what you're doing, teaching me, because I know it's not easy to teach somebody who doesn't know anything. So I appreciate that. So thank you very much. So we'll be here, listen to careful, learning from you.
Excellent, Aubrey. Thank you very much. I'm glad that I mean, we got some mentees already lined up, and we have someone called Avish. But you will be basically the first person that I will be training to be a mentor. I want you to be a mentor at some point. I want you to be basically teaching personal branding to others. I want you to be teaching people coaching. Okay, you look like you may not be good for networking, but you may be good for infrastructure. You may be good for maybe marketing. You may be good for maybe the sales part of the technology. And then you evaluate the person, giving all the options that they may have, because it's just not, it doesn't have to be only cybersecurity. It doesn't have to be only AI. It doesn't have to be only cloud native. It doesn't have to be only blockchain. But the moment you have knowledge and you open the doors to many different things, you can choose a career path. Maybe you just want to become the database person. Maybe you just want to become the networking person. But again, networking has different things. You got the routing and switching, you got the firewalls, you got the load balancers. The same for the databases. The different kind of databases out there. For the blockchain, there's centralized blockchain, there's decentralized blockchain. Who do you want to focus? You want to focus on the decentralized, or maybe you want to become someone who provides enterprise services, setting up centralized blockchain where you customize who gets into the network, what users, what computers, what kind of smart contracts actually go into the blockchain. And then eventually you talking to me like this, if I tell you, okay, Aubrey, I'm going to tell you simple concepts, you're going to repeat after me. So if I say, okay, Aubrey, I'm going to explain you what a blockchain is. A blockchain is a bunch of computers talking to each other. We call it peer-to-peer computing. And this blockchain have a ledger or the accounting book, okay, which keeps the transactions. And there is a bunch of processes that happens before you stamp that transaction into the accounting book or the ledger, okay? And then this blockchain also, it hosts smart contracts, which are actually applications. So we got applications, smart contracts, we got blockchain, which is the network, and the blockchain also have a database or the ledger. So then you start grasping all these concepts. So always, if I ask you, what is the blockchain? Were you able to get the concept of blockchain?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. You know, the what I understand about blockchain is a network working peer to peer, computer to computer. You know, to have a ledger, we have, you know, is decentralized. You know, is an amazing word.
What about smart contracts?
Smart contract. Those are the ledger tree of the. That's the last chain of the networking, you know, is based on the layer one of the crypto, you know.
Yeah, so basically, smart contracts are the applications
Application,
that
yes.
runs on top of the blockchain. So you go blockchain, smart contracts, and then slowly you build all these concepts.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to learning all those concepts, you know.
Excellent. So, ponelo mute ahí. So I think that for now, this is the first introduction. Okay, just something for someone else to see in the future. Everything you're gonna be learning, you know, it's gonna be cloud native, it's gonna be cybersecurity, AI, blockchain. It's gonna be a little bit of everything. It's gonna be overwhelming, but the most important thing is that you have my support, you have my experience, and not just me, my community too in the dojo. Okay, and you're gonna have. It's not like going to college and you don't talk to people who actually works in the field. You only have a teacher who tells you, oh, this is and that. But are you talking to people who's actually working in the market right now? And that's actually the key. And working with people who is actually doing business, people who's working with the technology, people who have experience. And that changes everything, in my opinion. Not just that, the community. The community is the big winner right now here. Because we think that sharing changes everything. We have done tech alone. We don't want to do that again. In fact, we need you because the moment you step in, you say, I want to do business. I want to learn. I want to be working with you. That moment, you know, myself, it helps me to keep, you know, my grounded with when it comes to, I like helping others. I like teaching. That keeps me alive. It keeps me going. And I got people that have more expertise than me in this dojo and they write concepts every day, new stuff, and I don't have to be researching out there online. I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go there for me to know what's the latest, what's happening out there. Aside from the news, because you can read the news, but when you see if they're doing something, it's because maybe they got a request from a customer that's trying to do something new, and that's what I love. Okay, so in the next section that we do together, we're gonna talk about hypervisor. What is hypervisor? What is bare metal? What are containers? What is Docker? Okay. How many different architectures we may be there? How do we secure computers? How things are connecting? I'll give you a quick introduction. Of course, I'm not gonna go and configure things with you, but I'm gonna give you the tools that you need to learn for you to start grasping all these different architectures because every company is different. They have different requirements, different industry, different budget, right? Different needs. And by you learning system architectures or system designs, you can choose what technologies you want to use, what systems, and much, much more. So again, Aubrey, thank you so much for participating. So I'm so excited to share everything that I know with you. And anyone out there who's looking for a mentor, come to the DevSecOps Studio with Avalos Cloud Native Technologies and Cloud Underground. Join Aubrey, join Nato Really, join Laura Anderson, join Michael Cardoza, and just be part of the team. You will not be working alone. You will not be lost. The only thing you got to do is to show up. You show up, you try, break the mind, and that's what I'm here for. I help you to break your mind because sometimes it's like, you get tired, you get frustrated, you lose motivation for pushing yourself. But when you connect with others who are doing amazing things and have some kind of ambition, it's not just about the money, but also, hey, have fun. Have fun with the technology, right? It doesn't have to be always about the money. Of course, we want the money too. But when you're having fun and you're sharing the latest of the latest, that help you big time and it's going to get you there. So I'm going to hang up now. Again, reach out to LeeCloud.ca or LeeCloud Canada or my personal brand inside my own company, Avalos Cloud Native Technologies, and come and work with us, come and do business with us. I already showed you the framework that we got going on here. Let me open the Discord here. The framework, companies will call to Cloud Underground, enterprises will come to us, mentorship program. We have a dojo where people can get jobs. We deliver work together. You learn cloud native, AI, blockchain, and cybersecurity from people who works in the field. And then there is only one way. Hey, you get to work, you get to learn, you get to connect, you get to improve your life. Instead of just waiting for one day for something to happen, let me tell you something. Things are about to get harder. If you thought that things were harder, they're about to get harder. And whoever is not pushing now, just gonna stay behind. Even myself, even if I have 20 years experience in cybersecurity or anything you can think of, hey, we're heading into a new direction. If I don't step up 5 or 10 years from now, I'll be getting laid off, no job, maybe frustrated. My career just went down the hill. Well, I'm not gonna wait for that. I'm gonna scale and find a way to keep earning, to keep learning, and to keep connecting and to keep motivating myself. So cheers, Aubrey. Have a good day and in touch. Bye.